So you are the creator. Why God is not out there doing it to you? So we're going to explore Neville Goddard's teachings in this video. And this is a very different video from other videos I make because it is going into basically the core fundamentals of how Neville actually looked at scripture. And this might be a bit off-putting to some people, this might be a bit triggering to some people, and I understand that, but the goal of this video is to try to explain from Neville Goddard's point of view how he looked at the world and the terms like God, how he looked at the Bible and scripture and other holy books, how he looked at them and how he really interpreted them in his own way, and then we are going to use that for our own good. So join me on this journey. The ultimate question which comes, who is God? This is a question which you probably have seen from other creators. So today we delve into this question that has captivated humanity throughout history, and I'm going to explain it through Neville Goddard's point of view. Okay, so the fundamental inquiry has shaped our civilization, religions, personal quests. So at manifestinglink.com, my website, and we believe understanding this question is the key to understanding how to manifest your dream life. Because from ancient scriptures to modern spiritual teachers, this concept of divine creator, divine being has always been discussed upon, has been a central focus. Okay, so we'll explore how this timeless question connects to our everyday experiences and creative power. That is super key. So we talk about Bible and the creative source. So Bible offers a powerful starting point for this exploration. In John 1:3, all things were made by him, and so without him was not anything made that was made. So when we look at this word, and especially from Neville's and metaphysical standpoint, this word compels us to ask, who is him? And if everything owes its existence to the source, then who is that him? Must be a very consciousness from which all creation flows. And this leads us to Neville Goddard's extraordinary insights, right? So this is the consciousness from which all creation. So this is the Neville's revelation, or you can say Neville Goddard's key teaching, is that Neville Goddard said he was a most profound medical teacher. We probably know this, all of us who have been watching this channel. So he presented a radical then deeply spiritual concept, and his concept was God and I are one, and he's not being to be worshipped but a state to be entered, the state of I am awareness, pure I am. So he said pure I am, pure awareness is God. And in some other spiritual teachings, there were some teachers of Hinduism and some of Buddhism who also talked about similar stuff, but not exactly the same thing. But he taught that the God is not external entity, but your own imagination and your inner I am presence. And this is not blasphemy, but a mystical truth before any label or limitation. So I'm just requesting you guys to just, drop the judgments for now. Just keep an open mind and look at this. This is pure I am, the divine creator within you, and we have the divine creator among all of us, and it is within us. So he said the name of God, I am, the God's name is revealed. The understanding resonates with the biblical account in Exodus 3:14, where Moses asked God for his name. And so, as it's written, and God said to Moses, I am that I am. And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am hath sent me to you, to you. So God did not give a label, but declared that pure being, pure awareness, I am that I am. And this is what Neville was trying to explain. When Jesus spoke of I am the way, he referred to his universal consciousness, his infinite awareness within each of us. And from I am is the gateway to all experiences. So that is what he was referring to when he said these things. A really important thing to consider. So this is what Neville had a very different understanding from other teachers, and I think he learned it from Abdullah, his mentor, that Bible as a psychological drama. So Neville Goddard offered a revolutionary perspective. The Bible is not merely a historical record, but a profound psychological drama within human consciousness. Okay, so it's a psychological drama. So the Bible is the greatest psychological book ever written. Every story, every character is a drama taking place in the consciousness of man. So characters like Jesus, Moses, David represent state of consciousness, aspects of our inner self. And the prodigal son's journey mirrors consciousness, forgetting and then remembering its divine nature. So this implies that I and my Father are one, so signifies that the unity of your imagination with God's power, right? So I and your imagination are one, and then you are the creator, and the power of creation is always within. So this is the universal truth which Neville Goddard believed in. He said we are one creative source. So regardless of your background, religious, spiritual, questioning, or atheist, it doesn't matter. You are all welcome here. The profound truth is that whatever you deeply believe to be true will manifest in your experience. So you're always the creator of your own reality. So a theist and atheist relying on self-belief and hard work taps into the same creative power. This power doesn't demand a label or a ritual. It requires only your consciousness, your assumptions, imagination, and belief. That is what it demands. And during his later teachings, Neville really moved into a more holistic teaching where he said God is love and so are you. A universal agreement regarding the belief is that God is love, as John 4:8 affirms. He's that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. So when you embody love, your dreams for your humanity, for yourself, you align with the divine frequency. And Neville thought that the feeling is the secret, and the emotion of already having your desire bridges imagination and reality. So love is the highest feeling and the God in action. The God in action. Or God in motion, if you want to say it that way. So what is our role, right? What is our role? So we are basically the co-creators with God. This is what Neville said. Not a passive observer. You are co-creating your world and the world around you. Your imagination is God in action. So every thought, every assumption, the beliefs you hold really dearly are seeds of creation. So divine guidance, higher consciousness always guides, whispering and moving. Even sometimes you have intuition, sometimes you have these nudges to do things or be something. You know, some people like blue, some people like red. Why is that? Some people like to sing, some people like knitting, some people like cooking. It's a natural inclination. It's not that you were forced to pick it up. In a lot of cases, it's something that you're naturally drawn to. So the fresh start is every moment is a clean slate to plant new seeds through imagination. And this is the most powerful thing. And once you really get this, that every moment is an opportunity for a fresh start. People say, oh, this has happened in the past, or I lost money, I didn't get this love, I didn't get this, I didn't get that. It doesn't matter. Every moment is an opportunity to start fresh, anew. So every moment is a clean slate to plant new seeds through imagination. So inner transformation is this. Change your inner assumption and the outer world will rearrange itself. I'll repeat this again because this is so important and key to understand, is change your inner assumptions and the outer world will rearrange itself. So release the guilt, release the fear. If you're feeling stressed out and whatever, if you're feeling very emotional, let the emotions pass through. Take a few deep breaths, center yourself, maybe meditate for 5 minutes, maybe do some deep breathing for 5 minutes, relax yourself and release the guilt and the fear. You are the divine being having a human experience, and the consciousness is temporarily embodied, as in John 4:24 states, God is a spirit and alignment is available to you right now. It is available to you right now. So this is when, my mentor also said, everything is now. Be it now, right now. And what he was trying to say is that every state is available and you just have to assume that state right now. Now, not trying to get it in the future, not trying to project it into the future, but having it right now. So embrace your inner divinity. This is the key conclusion I want to share in this. So who is God? God is the I am, the presence, the infinite awareness within you, your imagination, your creative power. and unconditional love itself. So a lot of people, when they have near-death experience, or they go, or they feel like, if they have any kind of transcendental experience, or they have some kind of, people call it like satori in Japanese, where you feel like you are one with everyone and you just have this unconditional love for everyone around you. I've had few experiences like that. They were fleeting, but it really showed me that the God is the Alpha, the Omega. So the only things you need to believe in is to really manifest. And I would say what you really need to believe is the two are the key. Believe in imagination and believe I am within, and believe in love. So if you believe in imagination, believe I am within, that itself is enough to manifest, and eventually you will come to a realization that God is love. And you might come to it earlier, maybe you might come to it later, maybe you might have to take a journey, but that is it. So when you really believe in the power of your imagination, you believe I am within. Okay, so you are one with God, not wanting to be saved, but expressing the divine's power. Believe in love, believe in your imagination, believe in the I am within you, and what you can create every day becomes a ride of divinity. This is how we spread this light together. When we work on this together, this is how we spread this light together. And Neville always said to imagine lovingly, right? So imagine lovingly and imagine kindly, so you get your wish and others get your wish, right? He said his recommendation was to always follow the golden rule, because in consciousness, if we are all one, and if we are trying to hurt someone in the consciousness, when we are all one, you're kind of indirectly hurting yourself. And this took me a little bit of time to really understand that, and I just let go of this complete concept of taking a revenge, hurting someone, getting one over other, trying to prove someone. We don't need to prove to anyone. We don't need to get one above. We don't need to hurt anyone. We are what we are, and we just claim it, be it, use our imagination to be that, and you will get your desire. Like once you've got your desire, doesn't matter. Do we have to prove to anyone? Do we have to show that we one up someone? It's just completely irrelevant in my personal experience. So I hope you found this video useful. It is a bit different from other videos I make. By the way, I have a free manifesting series I designed which covers all the fundamental mistakes. The link is in the description below, so check out that link where I go over all the common manifesting mistakes. So I've put them in a video series so you can go over them and start manifesting. So that's all I wanted to share. I hope you guys got great value. Give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and check out other videos on my channel if you wish to explore more of manifesting. And until then, I wish you great success on your manifesting journey, and take care, and I'll see you guys later.